good time to buy a home in the Houston Heights area. Everyone keeps saying wait for rates to drop before buying in Houston Heights. And honestly, that advice could cost you more than you think. While you're waiting, Heights prices are holding their ground in one of the Houston's most supply-constrained neighborhoods. And inventory is not growing the way people assume it is. If you're seriously thinking about buying in the Heights but unsure about the timing, this video is for you. I'm breaking down exactly what the market is doing and whether getting in today puts you ahead or it may put you behind. Hi, welcome back. I'm Natasha Carol, your Houston real estate advisor and expert. Today, I'm giving you an honest, data-backed look at Houston Heights market so you can make a confident decision, not a reactive one. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button so that this video reach more buyers just like you. We're gonna talk about the neighborhood that refuses to flinch. Market stability is what we're gonna cover now. Let's start with one of the most important things, and that is what the Heights market actually has been doing. According to Redfin, as of early 2026, the median sales price in Houston Heights is sitting around $615,000 to $640,000, depending on the block and, of course, the home size. That is not a dynamic spike, but it is also not a crash. The Heights has shown something really rare in Houston's broader market: relative price stability, even during a period of elevated mortgage rates. Here's why that matters. Most buyers are watching the overall Houston metro numbers and assuming the Heights follows the same pattern. It does not. The Heights is an urban infill neighborhood. There's no land left to build on at scale. That limited supply is natural price floor that does not exist in the suburbs, while builders can keep adding inventory indefinitely for now. According to the Houston Association of Realtors, active listings in the Heights zip codes have remained tight, typically offering less than 2 months of supply in recent months. Anything under 3 months is considered a seller's market. So even in the high rate environment, you're not stepping into a buyer's paradise here. What this means for you is simple. If you're hoping prices in the Heights drop significantly, you need a reason for that to happen. And constrained supply is working against that decision. Now, understanding pricing is only half of the conversation. Let's talk about what it actually costs you to buy today versus waiting in the future. We're gonna call this section the waiting game nobody wins. Rate reality check. This is the part most buyers do not want to hear, but they need to hear this. According to Freddie Mac's primary mortgage rate survey, 30-year fixed mortgage rates, they have been hovering in the mid to upper 6% range heading into 2026. Yes, that is higher than 2020 and of course higher than 21. But here's what the weight of the rates to drop crowd is missing. When rates drop, demand surges. That is not an opinion. This is what actually happened in the late 2024 early time frame. Rates dropped slightly, buyer demand spiked, bidding wars returned in desirable neighborhoods, and prices, of course, they adjusted upward. So if you're waiting for a 5% rate to buy a $620,000 home, you may be buying a $660,000 home at a 5% rate. Your monthly payment might barely move, and you've spent another year paying someone else's mortgage and rent. So it's really something you need to think about. According to the National Association of Realtors, the median time a home buyer stays in a home is now over 8 years. Over 8 years, the compounding equity effect of getting in, even at today's rate, typically it outperforms the sidelines. The math favors ownership, especially in a supplier-constrained neighborhood like the Houston Heights. So here's where we are. The Heights is not crashing, inventory is tight, and waiting for the perfect rates may cost you more than it saves. If you're relocating to Houston and trying to figure out not just the Heights, but which neighborhoods schools, and communities are the right fit for your life. I have a free relocation guide built specifically for that. It is the same resource as I share with my private clients, and you can grab it using the link in the description box below, of course. Let me get into something that most real estate content completely skips over when it comes to the Houston Heights. The hidden costs that can surprise a buyer and a very real advantage this neighborhood has the numbers alone cannot capture. It's what the comps are not telling you, revelation. That's what we're gonna call it. Here is something that genuinely surprises buyers when they start touring in the Heights area. The neighborhood is a mix of original bungalows, new construction townhomes, and everything in between. And that mix creates a valuation challenge. Two homes that look similar in price on Zillow can have widely different real costs once you factor in the age of the structure, flood zone placement, and the condition of the foundation. According to FEMA flood map data, portions of the Heights, particularly areas near White Oaks Bayou, carry a higher flood risk designation. The city of Houston and the Harris County Flood Control District, they've invested significantly in mitigation infrastructure since Hurricane Harvey. And some areas have seen their risk ratings improve, but you still need to check the specific address, not just the neighborhood name. Additionally, older Heights bungalows, many built between the 1920s and the 1950s, can carry electrical, plumbing, and foundation costs that new construction buyers never see. A home priced at $575,000 in the Heights that needs $40,000 foundation repair and a panel upgrade is not a deal it looks like on paper. The reveal here is this: the Heights rewards educated buyers. Buyers who know how to read a flood certificate, interpret a home inspection, and understand what pier and beam foundation means in a 1940s bungalow will buy smarter and protect their equity. Buyers who skip that homework, well, they pay later. That said, there's a reason people keep coming back to the Heights, even when knowing all of this. And it connects directly to your long-term value return. Location premium is not a cliche here. This is definitely, we're gonna consider the second section, the third section we're gonna talk about. According to the US Census Bureau and local Houston MLS data, the Heights continues to attract disproportionately high number of migration buyers, meaning people moving from out of state specifically target this neighborhood due to its walkability, proximity to downtown, and the density of local dining, retail, and of course, culture. That demographic demand is real, and it supports price resilience in ways that the suburban market cannot replicate. When an employer relocates a senior employee to Houston and gives them a housing budget, the Heights is almost in the conversation. That consistent baseline of qualified, motivated buyers protects your resale positions years from now. It's not about just today, but also about the future. Is right now actually the right time to buy? Let's bring it home. Remember, the opening point here, everyone is telling you to wait. Here is the honest answer from someone who works in this market every day. The right time to buy in Houston Heights is when your finances are ready, is what I would say. Your job is stable, and you have found the home in the right flood zone with a sound structure at the price that reflects the actual market value, not, of course, the seller's fantasy. Because sellers, of course, they believe their houses are more. According to Zillow's research, Houston's overall remains one of the major affordable metros in the country on the price to income basis. And the Heights, while premium within Houston, is still accessible compared to the equivalent urban neighborhoods in Dallas, as well as Austin, and of course, any coastal city. Rates, they may soften over time, but the Heights is not going to get cheaper in any meaningful way because the land is simply not there. Every year you wait is a year someone else is building equity in a neighborhood that has proven to hold its value through recessions, rate cycles, and weather events alike, believe it or not. But when you're ready, don't let fear and perfect timing talk you out of the right move. The Houston Heights is not a market for passive buyers. That is actually what makes it a strong long-term investment. Prices are stable and inventory is tight, which means the dramatic buyer's market some people are holding out for is unlikely to arrive in this neighborhood the way it might in outlying suburbs. Rate reality matters too. Waiting for lower rates often means paying higher prices. And over 8+ years ownership horizon, getting in today at current rates typically serves buyers well. The real edge in the Heights goes to the buyer who do their homework on flood zones, foundation conditions, and true cost of ownership, of course, especially in the older bungalow stock. When those boxes are checked, this neighborhood constrained supply, strong demographic demand, and urban identity, it creates a resilient investment that continues to outperform expectations. If you're thinking about buying in the Houston Heights and you want someone who will give you straight up answer, not just the one you want to hear, I would love to connect with you. My contact information, of course, is in the description box below. You can text me, you can email me, whatever is easiest for you. And before you go, don't forget to grab our free relocation guide. It covers the best neighborhoods, the school ratings, cost of living details, and everything else you'll need to know to make a confident move to Houston. If you're still trying to decide where to live, I've got another video that might help you narrow down your choices. Again, I'm Natasha Carol. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.